everyone. Make sure we're connected. I can see us. I can. Hope everyone is doing wonderfully today. We'll give everyone just a minute or two to find us. It's just now 8:30. Facebook had to shut down my laptop. It was being a tad bit difficult, but I think we're all good now. I don't know if anyone else is having trouble getting connected, but it was giving me fits. Looks like we're working now. Let's see. Like I said, we'll wait just another minute. Not even showing me. There, I think it came up. Make sure you say hello and let me know you're here. And that you can see and hear me. I said earlier, Facebook's being just a tad bit difficult today. Hi, Linda. Thank you for letting me know you can see me. Hi, Vicki. Thank you for joining me from Northern Kentucky. And welcome. All right. Well, I think we are ready to go. It's 8:35, so let's just jump right in. Hi, Linda Owen. All right. We have quite a bit going on that I just want to remind you about. First and foremost, don't forget about the last chance list. Oh, good. Thank you, Linda Allfox. I appreciate that. We have our last chance list, and it is still packed with lots of really good things and really good deals. So if you haven't checked that out, be sure to do so. Of course, those items are basically what we consider our new retiring items. So while they are, while supplies last, you do want to look through there and get those as soon as you can. We just did a refresh recently, and they actually added some discounts to that, so that weren't already there. So that's always wonderful. And again, if you go check that out and you see something this morning and you go back later this afternoon and it's not there, that tells you that that item has sold out. So again, don't wait. If you see something there, you want to get it sooner than later. We have through this month our sweet sale. That is when you buy one sweet or sweet product at full price, you get the second sweet and or product that is of lesser value at 50%. If you happen to pick out sweets and sweet items, you're going to want to look at it, figure it out. You can reach out to me. I'm happy to help you to figure out how you're going to get the best bang for your buck. Because if you're purchasing a sweet and then right behind it you put designer series paper, you're going to get the designer series paper off 50% and not the second bundle, suite that you want. So reach out to me if you have more than a couple of items, and I'll be happy to work it out for you so that we get the best bang for a buck. And sometimes it's actually better to place 2 orders so that, again, even though it sounds like you're paying more in shipping, it's still a win-win because you're getting those items, those second items at half price. But again, I'm happy to help you should you have any questions about that. We have our virtual album retreat coming up in July. That's July 16th through the 18th. That's a virtual event in a private Facebook group. That event is free. However, you do need to purchase the retreat kit, and it is $250, but it does include 4 stamp sets, enough to make 24 pages. You'll actually be making 12 2-page spreads over the course of the event. Your page protectors, there's flip flaps and all kinds of other things. Now, if you can't attend in person or watch it in person rather, live, that's okay, because once you have access to that Facebook group, you're going to be able to go back and watch those videos. And as well, I am hoping to do a get together after the live event for those who couldn't watch it in person or, like I said, live. And that way we'll be able to get together and put those pages together. Now, that kit is while supplies last as well. There's a link here in the group. So just make sure that if you're interested in that, you get it as soon as you can. What else do we have? Club Cove, you have a few more days to take advantage of Club Cove for the month of June. We're going to be featuring the Sweet Jar bundle, which has the matching punch. We actually are going to be doing one of the 4 designs is going to be a shaker card. So if you've ever wanted to make a shaker card or learn how to do that, this is a great time to do that. It is a monthly subscription. It's $30 for local pickup, $38 if you need me to ship it to you. But if you just want to try us one time and do it on a month-to-month basis, you're welcome to do that as well. But again, the deadline to let me know that you want to get this set is this Friday, the 20th. Now, as far as upcoming events, we have quite a few. So this coming Saturday is our BOGO Take 2, as well as Stamp-A-Stack for the month of June. BOGO Take 2 is going to be, they're at the same day, same place. BOGO will be from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Stamp-A-Stack will be our normal time, 1 to 4. Now, if you're used to coming on the 4th Sunday, again, this has been bumped. They bumped me to the 4th Saturday, which is not a bad thing. So only this month will it be on the 4th Saturday. I think this is actually the 3rd Saturday. But we got bumped. There's 5 Sundays, I think, this month. Anyway, It's this Saturday. But I have found 5 or 6 more boxes of product. So if you came to the last one, you're going to want to come back because I have found so much more. I found so many embossing folders, so many dies, so many bundles, so many stamp sets, more designer series paper. There's a lot. Hopefully I can get it all priced and have it ready to go on Saturday. Now, several people have asked me if I'm going to do an online event as well in case you live out of town and you can't get to me here locally, or you already have plans that day. And the answer is yes, I think so. I have to look at my schedule, but my intent would be that it will not be albums that are posted on a Facebook page. It's going to be a Facebook Live like this in a separate Facebook group, and I will show you the items then, and then you will be able to shop from those items. So I'll have more details out once I confirm what date that's going to be, but I do have that on my radar to do. As far as events coming up in July, I have 3. One, I'm excited about them all, but I'm super excited about one that I just added right before we went live. First, we have our card buffet for the month of July. That is going to be on July the 12th. 2 sessions, 9 to 12 and 1 to 4 out at Cassie's Stamp Studio off of Dixie. It's very easy to get to. We're going to have a wide variety of samples. I need to confirm if we're doing Christmas in July. I need to check. But maybe. And we will be doing them $3 a card. You pick as few or as many as you want to make. And that does come with the envelope. So it's just a lot of fun. Again, you can add cards to your stash. And once I confirm if it is Christmas or it isn't Christmas, I will get that posted. A new event that I am super excited about is going to be Sips and Cards. It is going to be on July the 23rd, which is a Wednesday evening at 6:30. And it is going to be at the Roseland Hill Winery in Jeffersontown. And I'm super excited. If you have never been there, you're going to love it. It is actually an old church, little cute white church that has been converted into a winery. But we're going to be doing Sips and Cards, and that's going to be 4 cards plus a glass of wine for $35. I will have that event posted here, if not tonight, tomorrow, so you can register for that. But I'm all excited about this. We've been talking about it and wanting to do it, and we finally were able to get it on the books. So bring your friends if you're a wine drinker. They do have other things that you can swap out if you're not a wine drinker, but it's just going to be a fun event to where we can just have some girl time and make some fun cards. And then Stamp a Stack for July will be on July the 27th, again at the Marine Corps League, and that is on Sunday from 1 to 4. And again, that event will be up shortly. All right, let's see what else. Hello to everyone. Oh, thank you, Terry. I am very gray. I'm trying to decide if I'm going to stick with it or not. Everyone that's seen it loves it. It's different. I have no hair. As you can see, I've cut it all off. It feels amazing. And it's so easy. So, yeah, maybe I will embrace it. We'll see. My sister, who is actually 8 years younger than me, has been salt and pepper for years and loves it. And I was having trouble. I turned 65 this past December, and I wasn't sure I wanted to look the part. But we'll see. We'll see. So far, so good. That could change tomorrow. You know, it's a woman's prerogative to do that. Okay. So make sure you're commenting, saying hello, and letting me know you're here, because your name's going to go into a drawing for the project that we did on our last live. And of course, if you don't know, we go live every Tuesday, unless I have something happen. at 8:30. But this was the card. Here I am taking it apart. Hold on a second. Let me put it back. Has the little flaps on the side. You open the flaps. You can use your designer series paper up, and then the card flips up. And this is using the Sunrise Sailing Bundle. Love this. Love the embossing folder. So I have everybody's name in a hat that commented. So let me, oh, thank you, Sherry. I've got comments over here. I need to pull it over because I can't see. All right, let's see what we got. This is going to go to, that's not right. How did that get in there? Okay, this is going to go to Linda McFarland. So Linda, I don't know how that got in there. Linda McFarland, you won this card. I have your information, and I will get that to you. Now, make sure that you share my video, which I greatly appreciate. And when you share the video, type the word shared in all capital letters, and your name is going to go into a separate drawing. And if the winner will get a stack of cards from my stash. Okay, let's see who is going to get this. This one's going to go to Cheryl Harrington. Now, I want to tell everybody that I promised that we were going to go live in YouTube. I'm having trouble. So it's happening. It's going to happen. We're going to get over there. We have the users that we need and the followers in order to make that happen. It's just me trying to figure out how to stream over here to Facebook so you don't have to be in two places. Okay, so I'm working on it. We'll get there soon. And then, of course, if you place an order in my online store that's $35 or more before shipping and tax, I always like to send you a little freebie. And this month, where are they? Here they are. It is, I promise, a brand new pack. But it is the Strawberry Slush and Pretty in Pink glitter gems. Can you see the sparkle in those? So you will get a whole pack of those as a thank you. Now, if you place an order at the beginning of the month, don't panic if you don't get your freebie right away. I typically order those at the end of the month. And then I send them out at the beginning of the next month. So I just sent out a whole bunch more because some things were on back order, but they are now back in. So if you're waiting for something, be patient just a little bit longer. I haven't forgotten you. All right, let's see. Oh, I'm so excited about this card. All right, let me put the camera down. We are going to be using Impressions of Bloom. I love this bundle so much. I know I've used it already. We used it for Club Cove last month, but it is so fun. So fun. And we're not going to do a lot of stamping, but I want to show you a fun technique. So this is our Impressions of Bloom. And again, it's a gorgeous two-step stamping with your different flowers, okay? But we're actually going to be using the dies. And I typically will put these are not the fancy magnetic sheets. I actually use the ones that you put on your, what do I want to say? Your air conditioning vents or your heating vents in your homes. And I typically will cut it down to the size of the actual envelope that it comes in, and then I move them. So I haven't moved them yet. A lot of people say they have trouble getting dies off of this extra sticky tape, and I am with you, and I've shown this trick before, but if you have a heat gun or a hair dryer, heat gun does a little better, hair dryer takes a little bit longer, but you basically just put that heat underneath the bottom of your dies, and that will soften up that adhesive so that you can take them off. But I am loving these dies. You've got two of these gorgeous ovals that you can use for your center point, and then lots of different flowers. The outside, if you wanted to stamp your image, you could use this image to cut out your stamped images. But we're going to use them again tonight with this insert inside that makes them textured, okay? And let me show you a couple that I've already cut out just so you can kind of see how that texture. These aren't the ones we're using tonight, but you can get an idea. Here's some more of how these look when you add that texture to it. So I just love these. And of course, like I said, you've got your stems, etc. Now I want to show you a little trick that I have started using. Two of the dies are very tiny, okay? These are the centers of your flowers, okay? Now you can stamp them if you want, but they have these two little dies. This one is inky dinky tiny, okay? And what I found was I'm notorious for dropping these. And I figured out a way that I'm going to show you here in a second using this tape. And if you don't have the Post-it tape in your arsenal, you need to add some, because this is game changing, especially when you are using dies and you don't have a magnetic platform, etc., or just a way to keep things together. So you can get it on Amazon. You can find it in some of the stores. I get it on Amazon now in a 3-pack because I use so much of it. But it's basically a sticky note, only in tape form in this awesome sticker. So what I want to do is I want to show you how I do this. So I'm going to be cutting out this little die. And like I said, you can see how incredibly tiny it is, okay? So what I do is I place it on my cardstock before, come on. It really has a lot of stick to it. It's like it almost has static. But what I do is before I even put it on my magnetic platform, I do this in the leaves the same way. And I'm going to go ahead and show you the same way here. I lay my dies down on my paper, and then I tear off my tape, and I make sure that I have enough space in between so that I can keep the dies on this tape for multiple uses. Okay, I'm gonna lay this one this way. And that way, when I do run them through the machine, they stay right where I need to do them. So let me pull him in real fast. Now, I do have an old magnetic platform, and I'll show you just how awesome this is. So you don't have to worry about that little die or the big die. I've got one here too. Let me just do them both. Whoops. Let me get another piece of tape. But I have just found that this has been game-changing for me in that it holds not only everything in place on my platform, so when I'm cranking through, there we go. But when I'm gonna set that on the floor. But when I go to take these off, I'm not losing them, okay? And they come up very easily to where I now can put this, so I don't take it apart, I put it right on my magnetic sheet with the tape on it, okay? And you can put it either way. I put it down just so that the stick isn't up on everything. And the same way with these small ones, I leave it attached, okay? So see how my die is in there now? What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna flip it over, and I don't know if you can see it, but I can actually see where the dot is. So all I have to do is take my thumbnail and push ever so slightly. And when I do, my center pops out, but my center of my die stays put, and I don't have to worry about losing it. So the same thing I can just stick it down. So there's the small one. And I can do the same thing with the large one. I leave it all together, and then I just push, and it pops out. And then there, they stay together, and I can just tape them down. So it's just been a game changer. I have my die cut machine on another table, and I can't tell you how many times dies will fall into the trash. And it is not fun trying to find inky dinky little dies in the garbage. I've done it too many times. And so I kind of stumbled on it accidentally because, like I said, I had taped them down to run through the machine, and then when I went to take them up, it stuck inside. I'm like, oh my gosh, Donna, don't take that apart because this is awesome. So we're going to use 2 of the soft sea foams and then the larger center for our flowers. I'm going to save that one for something else. But again, this is a gorgeous, gorgeous set. Now, I will tell you, this is part of a bundle, a suite. So you could actually purchase this bundle and another bundle out of a different suite and get the lesser of the 2 for half price. But I am using the heck out of this. Okay, I'm going to lay those up there. I'm going to put this tape away. And let me tell you the main pieces that you need. Okay, you need a piece of Secret Sea. Oh my gosh, I fell in love with this paper. I can't stop using it. Hey, Dee. This is 4 1/4 by 11, scored in half at 5 1/2. You need 2 pieces of basic white. This is 4 by 5 1/4. You need another piece of, in this case, the soft sea. This one is 3 by 5 1/4. And I have already embossed it with this gorgeous embossing folder. And I'm going to show you. These are the Glass and Garden embossing folders. Now, these are standard, so you don't need, they're not dynamic, but look how gorgeous this is. Okay? So what I've done is, I hope you can see it, I've gone ahead and embossed that for you. And we're going to lay that aside for a second, and then I'm going to show you a fun technique to use. But the impression is just gorgeous. And I love the fact that it's gorgeous on both sides, right? Sometimes, you flip them over and they're not as pretty. But we're going to use the embossed side, so side up, okay? Then we're going to use some of the new 25-27 Designer Series paper. This is the same pattern. I'm just using 2 sides. This one is 5 1/2 because I like to cut it a little longer for our inside by 1/2. And this one is 1/2 by 2 3/4. Okay. You need a piece of cloud cover that I've punched into a 2-inch circle. And then I went ahead and cut the larger flower out of some basic white. And then I also cut the smaller flower out of some petunia pop. And I've already got it on my glue dot ready to go. And I'm going to do the same thing with that. All right. So that's the pieces that you need. Now I'm going to go ahead and fold my card. And I needed to make some thank you cards for all the people who have placed online orders this month. If you actually came to BOGO, I got notice today that all of those orders have shipped. So they shall be arriving soon. I'm going to go ahead and put this piece on the side. We'll do our inside first. Great way to use up your scraps, of course. I'm going to put this down first. And again, like I said, this is going to be a thank you card. And it doesn't really have a lot of stamping, but I think you're going to love the final touch. So there's that. Okay. Now I've got my Secret Sea ink here. And I am going to stamp So Very Much right here. Okay. And then I'm going to go ahead and put that here in the center. Now you could stamp flowers, but because I have flowers on the Designer Series paper, I just wanted to be able to have a simple design that I could make a bunch of fairly quickly and also still have room to write. So I'm gonna put that on the center, just like that. Okay, so that's finished. I'm gonna go ahead and take my flowers and put them together, and this just has a glue dot on the back, and I'm just gonna layer these flowers just like that. And then we just did our center. I'm gonna put that, that's the wrong one. Where'd it go? I knew as soon as I lifted that, that was the wrong one. Okay, so we're gonna do the smaller one. Okay. And we'll put him down right here. I love this Petunia Pop with the Secret Sea. It's just so pretty. Now I'm gonna tear that off and put that over here with my other petals for later. Okay, so we've got that done. And then we're gonna work on our front. So what I have got here is that piece that I embossed, okay? So what I wanna do is I want the larger flower to be at the top, okay? Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab my scissors and I want to cut off the excess that's over on the right-hand side. Doesn't have to be perfect. I just want to kind of cut around those flowers just to kind of give me a fun edge. And again, I'm just kind of cutting off that excess. And you can do as little or as much of this as you want. You don't have to do any, but when you see it together, you'll see the how and whys, okay? And then I want to go ahead and take this little one right here. So I have this, okay? So this is actually going to go onto our base white. But before we do that, I want to bring in a piece of grid paper along with, let me get my other pieces over here, along with a sponge dauber and some white craft ink. Now, you all have seen me. This is old style ink, but still works. You can still use your refill. You can purchase an uninked pad. Let me show it to you. It actually comes like this. It doesn't have the word memento. I showed you how I turned my white craft pad into a memento pad, okay? Your white craft pad, when you get it, it has no ink on it, and you get the white refill, okay? It is a pigment ink, so it's kind of like paint, but not, okay? But that's where and how you'll find it. So unlike your other pads, like your Soft Sea and some of those that already come inked, your craft pad does not, and it's extra thick, because again, it's a craft ink, but you can use it for embossing and a lot of different things, okay? So it looks like that. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a sponge dauber. You can use a blending brush as well. And I'm just gonna pick up a tiny bit of ink, okay? Because like I said, it's thick. And I'm going to dab it off just a little so that I know it's not too thick. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to start off the edge. And this is too thick. Hold tight. There we go. Let me get something. 1 minute. I knew the minute I did that, it was going to be too much. Okay. You'll see it on the other sample. I'm just going to take some of this off because all I want to do, hold on. Let's take some of this ink off. There we go. That's better. Like I said, a little dab will do you. Let's go down here. And I just want to add this ever so lightly. Doesn't have to cover perfectly. It doesn't. And in fact, what I'm going to do is, since that outer edge is a little darker, I'm just going to add a little more ink. But the idea here is that we want to just kind of go over it and get those to pop, okay? And I am going to go ahead and bring this all the way to the edge. But again, I've got that left side of this a little bit thicker just to kind of blend it all in. But ideally, you only want this lighter. So again, a little bit will do it. But isn't that cool how that pops that out? Okay, now I'm going to fold this up. And it dries fairly quickly. It is, like I said, a pigment ink, so it does take a minute. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead and get the rest of our elements together before we put that on. Now I'm going to move him because I don't want to put my hand in it. Okay, so what I'm going to do first is bring that piece in. I think we're good. Yep. Okay. So you can either use your tape runner or you can use liquid glue. I'm just going to use tape runner. But I do want to make sure that I am getting adhesive all the way down close to that cut edge, because with it being a raised edge, I want to make sure it's going to adhere well, okay? So what I want to do is I want to go ahead and put this down. And I want to butt it up to the edge all the way over and all the way down. Okay, so I have this. Okay. Hey, Tracy. Hi, Norma. Okay, so just like that, right? Then I'm going to take my Secret C, and I've got the word thanks. And I want to put this about right here, but I'm looking for a divot, okay? So I want it to fit right about here, okay? Because I'm going to be doing some additional decorating down here at the bottom, and I want to make sure that I have room for that, okay? So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take this small piece, and I'm going to put that right about there, okay? And I need to decide, I think I kind of like this better. Let's see. Yep, I do. Okay, so what I'm going to do is bring this little piece out, and actually, I am going to, bear with me a second, because I don't like the length of that. I'm going to cut one a little bit longer. So we're going to make this about 4 inches long. No, let's do about 3 3¾ Yeah, that's better. Okay. We'll save that for later, okay? So I'm going to put this piece down here, and what I'm going to do is I want to banner this end. So y'all have seen me banner before. Just up the center and then point to point. Okay. All right, and this is going to go right like that. Yeah, I don't know. No, I changed my mind. I like that light. Okay, so we'll add this down. And we're just going to add that right about here. Okay. And then we have our cloud cover circle, and that's going to fit right here. Okay. And we're going to put that right about there. Yeah. Now, I'm going to go ahead and turn this over, and we'll add this to the front. And the reason I'm going ahead and doing this first is that when I go to pop up my flowers, I don't want to squish them, right? So we're going to add this onto here. Just like that, okay? Then I have my flower along with my soft sea foam, and I am going to add some some glue dots, but I'm putting them on the front of my flowers, okay? Come on. And they do have some break, so to speak, in the cut. Uh-oh. Come loose. Thank you. Boy, they're extra sticky. And I'm just going to tuck these underneath, just like that. Okay? So I can get this one off without it sticking to me. There we go. All right, and then we'll put this one kind of over here. All right, like that. All right, now, dimensionals. And again, you could make a bunch of these very quickly. But I wanted the embossing folder to actually be the center of attention here. Let's see. Let's go this way. So add that like that. Okay. So we end up with this. And then I'm going to use the new In Color dots. And I could actually use the cloud cover, or I could use the Secret Sea. Let's see which I like better. Let's just do these. So we'll add these here, yeah. And then we'll add a large one, and we're gonna put him right here. All right. So there's our card. And then, of course, when we open it, we have our inside. So we've tied that paper together. But isn't that folder gorgeous? I just love, like I said, how you can soften that color up. And then I did another one in Strawberry Slush. And again, the same situation, using the paper. This one has the Granny Apple Green flowers. And again, the same inside. So just a fun technique that you can do to add some dimension. Thank you, Terry. To your cards without having to do a lot of stamping. So again, gorgeous bundle. You can get it half price if you pick another bundle for from another suite out of the sale. So I will have measurements and everything up, of course, on the Creative Cove. If you're not a member of the Creative Cove, if you go up to the top here in the pinned post, There is a link to that, and that is for my customers, a private group. Demonstrators are welcome. I share other pictures, close-up pictures, all the dimensions, etc. So make sure that you join that as well. And again, if you're watching the replay, make sure that you comment so that you're in the drawing. And again, if you share, make sure you put the word shared in all capital letters here as a comment so I see it. So everyone have a great rest of your week. I hope to see you on Saturday between 10 and 4 for BOGO. I have a lot to do between now and then, but I'm excited to be able to share all of this, and there's an awful lot of things available that you can get. And of course, every dollar you spend in my store there of Retired, you get free in the new catalog or the online exclusives. So let me know if you have any questions. Again, have a great rest of your week. Thanks so much for being here. Stay cool. I heard it's going to be upper 80s the rest of the week. I don't like it. We had no air conditioning at work when I first got there today, but thankfully they got it fixed pretty quickly. But anyway, have a great rest of your week, everyone. Thanks so much for being here, and I will talk to you soon. Bye-bye.